this fabric is going into an aeroplane. So I'll get one of the seats out for the aeroplane now. I'll just tell you what I'm going to be doing. The aeroplane isn't here with me. I don't have a runway at the back, so I couldn't take delivery of an aeroplane, but I have the interior. The interior has been sent from the Isle of Man. If you don't know where that is, I'll put a map up, show you where I am and show you where the Isle of Man is. Still in Great Britain, but obviously it's an island between England and Ireland. Now, if you're also wondering why I've got an aeroplane, it's because I've done some work for this guy before. He has a classic Range Rover that was his dad's and he had it completely restored, and I did work on the interior of that. So he's obviously said, can you do my aeroplane as well? So the answer was obviously yes. I'll bring one of the seats here so you can have a look at it, and I'll show you what colours I'm going to use with this tartan. So this is one of the front seats. There's obviously two front seats. So pilot, co-pilot, and a rear bench. Also, I'll be doing the carpet, some trim panels as well, the steering yokes, and I think that is it with this. The centre panels will be in this check. Oh, the rest of the parts of the seat will be in this leather. The belts will be in this silver grey. The carpet will be that colour. Keeping with the blue theme, but obviously updating a little bit. I think the aeroplane is from the 80s. And the state it's in now, it's in pieces. Obviously the interior's not in there, but the whole thing has been stripped out. It's been having a refit, hence me being able to have the seats. I will put the seat to one side because I'm not going to be working on the seat today. What I will be doing is doing the carpets. There's not a lot when it comes to the carpet. So I'll put the check away now and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to start on these seats. Obviously I've got to strip everything down first. I think the frames might need a little bit of attention. They're not actually too bad, but there is a little bit of rust on them. Right, I've got the back seat here for the aircraft. I'll show you the backrest of this seat. Which way are we going? Going this way. So that's the front. And this is the back. As you can see, they don't match. The design on the backrest and the design on the seat are completely different. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the seat cover off and then see if I can alter the foam to be like this. Because obviously this matches the two front seats. So the only thing that is a mismatch is this. Probably from a different year, different model. But it seems to line up all right. Let's see what's going on. Oh, nice. So as you can see, this is just one big chunk of foam. There's nothing inside it, no frame, nothing at all. I'll get one of the two front seats out, take the base part off, and then I can compare what they're like. I think I'm going to have to take everything apart. Yeah, I'm going to have to just take everything apart and see where we're at. So a lot of hog rings. That's got a bit of spring to it. Now I've got that exposed, I can see what the foam's like underneath, just the shape of it, and I've got to now try and turn this foam into this foam. I think the starting point will just be to cut all these bolsters off and get to a flat area. So the backrest is it's a 2-person one with an armrest, but the seat base is obviously a 3-person one, and I'm sure the owner would like everything to match, and I'm not sure whether he's going to sit 5 people in. I'm going to have to get hold of the customer and see, and then I can work out a plan. Got a question about your rear seat.
Yeah.
So the backrest matches the 2 front seats,
Yeah.
but the seat base doesn't. It's a different base.
Right. Somebody might have done something at some point in the aircraft 1981.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Now, the seat base is a 3-seater, but the backrest is a 2-seater with an armrest in the middle.
I'm happy for the seat base in the back to be a 2-seater as well.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I needed to know. I'll make the seat match. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you wanted 3 seats.
That's brilliant, Andy. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take it easy.
If you have any questions.
Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, so you've probably heard that conversation. 2-seater, because the plane would be too heavy with 5 people in it. Luckily, this bolster just peels off. That was easy. I hope the rest peel off just the same, and then I've got my starting point. I can kind of work out how many of these rolls I can fit in. Probably 2 like this, plus the little bolster at the front. The shape will be slightly different. I'm not going to make it quite as deep at the back as this here. I don't think I need to. We're getting somewhere. I'll go over that with the foam saw and just flatten the top of that off. So I'm just going to cut the rest of these bolsters off that are not coming off. Flatten the foam. I'll probably put some scrim foam on top of this anyway. So what I really need to do is find centre of both of these seats and line them up, and then I can mark on where the bolsters go and work out these rolls that are here. So that's really the only measurement that I need at the minute, is where this set of rolls line up to the centre panels that are going to be in the tartan. Because it's symmetrical, so that measurement gives me the measurement on the other side. Hopefully, I will double check that. Will be spot on. So that should all line up now. I'll put this to one side. Don't need this for a minute. So I'll continue these lines on. Then I will measure for each of the rolls. I can only make the bolsters up when I know what size I need to make them. So I really need to flatten this bit out here. I don't want the dip in here. The bolster is quite high. What I will do is I will mark this up, try a piece of foam on here, see how it looks. I'll just use some 1 inch for now, put one piece of 1 inch on, put another piece of 1 inch on, and see. I might just put 1 inch on in certain areas and then put 1 inch over the top. Don't know yet. This is kind of a suck it and see kind of job. So that's my lines drawn in. Obviously I need to do it on the other side, but this is the side I'm going to be working on right now, so I'm not really bothered about flipping it over just yet. So on this we have 3 rolls. We have kind of a front section here roughly, and then 2 sections here. So I need to measure the width of each one of the rolls, and then I can work out where they need to be. That's that bit done. Now I've got 2 choices here. I put a little bolster on, only 1 inch high, and then I shape these, so make them rolled, or I come 2 inches high on this, and then to shape them I stick on a piece of 1 inch foam that's got the dome shape on it. Now when I cut these I have to cut straight down the middle first, quite deep, because I've got to get a pocket that is sewn into the fabric quite far down. I need to pull in quite a lot, so I'm going to make them relatively deep. I've got plenty of foam to play with here. So that's the first groove cutting. That's the first one shaped, so I've got the roll on it in there. I need to do the same with the other ones now. I'm just going to steam this as well, just to try and get it back to being a better shape, because the edges are a little bit distorted just from where the old covers sat and the seams have kind of pulled the foam in. So I want to get it back to being a nice edge, and then I can put the bolster on and have a look at it. So that edge now is nice and straight. I can now put the foam on. The foam's a little bit damp at the minute, so I'm going to just cut the foam for now, and then I can attach it later when the foam dries out. It won't take long. So I want to make this part here as flat as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this gap here with a little bit of 1 inch foam. It's going to be shaped so it doesn't actually come all the way up here. So that's just about right, that. Now when I come to put this one in, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take a chamfer off this and probably a chamfer on the front end here to make it rounded at that point. Right, I'll explain what I've done. Cut chamfers on both ends here. I've cut chamfer on here as well because I want it to actually have a rolled edge like that, so not a cut straight one. So do all my cutting underneath. When I come to fit this, it'll be nice and smooth. I think I'm happy with that the way it is. So I'm now going to trim this bit off here. We've now got a much flatter bolster and we've got some kind of curve on the inside. When the cover's put on this, that will bring this round a lot more, just pulling the cover in. that's most of the form work done. It looks a little bit better now, so it looks more like it should do. I will get the backrest off this backrest up to here. You can have a look at it and see if you think everything's lining up. Now obviously I can't really see this, but you can. So you'll have to tell me if it's all lining up. I'm not sure if that lines up or not. I can't see, I can't tell. You'll have to tell me. It now looks a little bit more like the backrest. So I'm going to put everything to one side because the next job is patterning. So I need to pattern this now because I have no reference at all. Well, I do, I have reference from the backrest, but the backrest obviously is a little bit different to the seat. So I need to make a pattern of this. I've got a pattern obviously of the two front seats because I can use the covers to a certain extent. I'll take them apart and see whether I can or not. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I may have to tweak things because the materials are different, and because these centre panels here will be in a check fabric, everything has to be done absolutely precisely so the checks line up, which is fun. So if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, give it the old thumbs up, and I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.